Bam. Late adopter. Check this out. We are getting the pullback or the sideways movement, some kind of movement we are getting. This might be some kind of sideways move that's happening, you know, even though we are still expecting a move to the downside 1.03, 0.94, right now we have some kind of sideways movement might also happen. And it's a pretty legit move, pretty legit bullish move. When you go sideways move, basically what you're doing, you just go up and just go sideways, just waiting for these moving averages to hit the price and push the price upwards. So that can happen. We don't have to have a move to the downside, but everything of course depends on what Bitcoin is going to do. We also have these targets at 141 and 156 that we've been talking about yesterday that we did not hit. Technically, we got pretty close, and pretty close is okay. It's not very bullish to get pretty close. The bullish is getting to the target, but we are still not over. We just checked Bitcoin. I did a Bitcoin live stream today, and we checked the Bitcoin and see that Bitcoin actually has a potential to push one more time. Bitcoin is right now going something in something called a rising wedge over here, and it's pretty close to the top, but it has a chance to do one more push to the upside before it chooses to decide to the downside or to the upside. Now the rising wedges have probability to the downside, so we are looking at the downside, but it's very bullish on other aspects of the price, so it can potentially break to the upside. If it breaks to the upside, I told everybody I'm gonna be super bullish on Bitcoin, on crypto, on altcoins, on everything if it breaks to the upside. Because it does happen that rising wedges break to the upside in a bull market, in a strong trending market, so this can definitely break to the upside. If it does, we are continuation or new bull market is starting. New bull market is starting. Confirmation of new bull, at least for me. That said, if Bitcoin does a small move to the upside, to the edge of the rising wedge, we might see some kind of 141, 156 hit up here. That's gonna be very nice. And after that, we might get that correction that we are talking about. The correction might, if we get drop out of the rising wedge to the downside, the correction might be quite big, because altcoins are of course gonna bleed, because Bitcoin is gonna go down by with 5% or something like that, give or take. Of course, altcoins gonna bleed from what's here. That's 20% down. Can it go 20% down? Sure, why not? I mean, it's altcoin. It's, you know, it's volatile. 20% is nothing. It's usual movement. So can it go 20% down? Of course, it can go 20% down. There is nothing said that it cannot. But it can also arrange sideways up here. And usually, you know, you see this. You've seen these patterns when things goes up and go sideways. What do we call them? Bull flags, because it's bullish. Flags, it goes here, it consolidates, waiting period to these moving averages to come to the price and push the price higher up. That said, let's go look at how the 4 hourly looks right now. And what you're gonna see here is right now it's hugging the 10 moving average. It's hugging 10 moving average. So it looks like it's gonna drop a little bit down to the 20 moving average right now. This hugging is actually not very good signal. Usually you just want it to break to the, you know, escape the moving average. But when it cannot escape the moving average, usually what happens is break down, find second moving average, and then try to escape that one from that one. Over here we had on the 4 hour, we had a big RSI divergence. Of course, that this was almost in the books right now. Yeah, this was in the books. We already talked about it. But it is some kind of sideways move up here. Maybe even some kind of triangle over here that's happening on smaller time frames. Let's see if there is a triangle over here. If you can draw some kind of triangle. This is 1 hour. It really doesn't matter that much. I mean, you go to the bathroom, you come back, and it's already played out. But there is some kind of triangle, and you can see already now that this triangle. Let's try to draw a better triangle. Is there a better way to draw this triangle? You know, when drawing the triangles and, you know, patterns, there is a lot of way to do this. There is a lot of way to do this, and not everything is actually. So I think that we still got. I think this is more correct because of this touch up there. But I think we are still not out of the triangle. We are going to be out of triangle if we fall below the 50 moving average on the 1 hourly time frame. So on 1 hourly time frame, the 50 moving average might actually, you know, indicate that we are out of the wedge. So if you fall below on 1 hourly, below this 50 moving averages right now at 126, if you fall below 126 down here right now, that might indicate that we are below the 50 moving average on the 1 hourly. And if you close below that, then I'm looking for more downside. Of course, the downside should be, the first level should be around 20 moving average, that's this red line, is going to of course keep on climbing a little bit up, so around 1.2 or something like that. But ultimately it's on the daily that's important, and you know, we might see some kind of pullback towards the downside. We might see some kind of pullback towards the downside. But how this is going to actually play out, you know, technically speaking, it's not that easy to say. We did hit some kind of very high levels on the daily. That's 80 levels. Around 80 levels on the daily RSI is pretty high. It's pretty high. You can see here these stops usually come at these levels. It doesn't mean that it's a top itself. You can see up here, also up here, you know, you hit certain levels up here. This is 76, and then you get correction. Up here is this top up here is 87. This up here is 85. Right now we hit some kind of 85 or 85 up here, right? So it just means that you are in for some either some kind of sideways move if you are very bullish, or some kind of correction to just reset this RSI. So RSI needs to come a little bit down, price goes a little down, and then it goes for the higher up. So that's what we're looking for. We are still looking for this move to the downside. There is still some kind of triangle going over here on the 1 hourly that we are looking at, but overall not much is happening. If Bitcoin breaks the upside, which it can break, all bets are off. This can explode to whatever number it wants to explode to. But on the other hand, if it goes on the downside, we are looking at lowest 0.94. That's at lowest. If it goes below that, it's gonna be hard to you know, say anything about how far down this can go. Then we are looking at some kind of 50 moving average and so forth. But you know, we are bullish. Why are we talking about the downside? Let's just be looking at the upside. And right now, the only thing we know is that sideways movement, a little bit down, maybe a move to the upside, maybe, but you know, the probability to the upside is less than a move to the downside or sideways. Just keep that in mind. Anyways, I think this can actually work out. I'm very excited for this week, because you know, Bitcoin is gonna decide, especially next 2-3 days. Bitcoin is decide which way we're gonna go, and that's gonna open a whole new world of XRP price targets. That said, thank you everybody for supporting me on Patreon. I'm gonna go and do some Patreon videos right now, talk about altcoins. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, and hit the like button on the way out. See you around, guys. Bye bye. Come back tomorrow.